Okay, so I bought a tubing bender. I did a ton of research before I bought anything, and at the very beginning I was convinced I was going to buy a JD Squared Model 32 bender. Kept doing more research, At the very beginning I didn't even know like what CLR or anything like that stood for. I don't know, it's probably been 6 months of looking into this and finally decided to go with Rogue Fabrication. At the end of the day, they really are the best ones for somebody like me that's just getting into this. There's a reason people are upgrading their JD Squared bender to Rogue Fab, but I don't know of anybody that's changing from a Rogue Fab bender to a JD Squared bender. Two fabricators that I have a lot of respect for, Ian Johnson and Dave Chappelle, they both use a Rogue Fab bender. And I think Dave Chappelle even had a video, or Rogue Fabrication had a video with Dave Chappelle on it, where he was picking up his new bender, replacing his JD Squared one. So I went with the 605, which is like the middle of the road. It's the heavy duty. Would have loved to have a 625, but that was several $100s more, and I don't think I need anything that strong. I do wish they had sent the stickers flat though. Look at that. That one's like cut. So I already got the cart put together. I bought the Tradesman cart. I was going to build my own, but then I was looking at some more, and I like the idea of a modular cart, and I can just grow it over time as I get more dies or more clamp blocks or whatever. So I got that put together. I'm at the point now where I need to test fit the bender on it, but before I can test fit the bender, I need to assemble the bender, so that's what I'm going to work on now. Here's my die, 1 3/4 inch, 6-inch CLR. The plan is to build my own roll cage for my Jeep. I almost watched a friend die coming up Hell's Gate when we were in Moab this year, and ever since then I've been a little more aware of safety. And after watching him almost roll over, I decided what I plan to do with this Jeep and the trails that I plan to do, and the weight that I'm going to be adding with the bigger tires and all that stuff. The factory roll cage isn't exactly great. So I'm going to build my own. The plan is to build a continuous A-pillar cage for it. Still kind of keep that sport bar style, but have something that's actually strong enough to keep me alive and keep my wife alive if we, roll over. But hope that doesn't happen, but if it does, I want to walk away. Also got the bolt-on spacers so that I don't have to use washers. I feel like the Rogue Fab dies should come with these already. This shouldn't be an option. I feel like the washers are kind of ghetto, but I mean, I understand they're trying to keep it at a certain price point, but I didn't want to mess around with washers, so I spent a little bit extra money and got the spacers. I got an extra clamp block so that I can bend tubing in 2 different places and be able to, go back and keep bending if I need to. And I went with the upgraded roller pressure dies, or whatever they're called. Main reason behind that was not so much a better bend quality or anything like that. It was mainly just so I don't have to use lubrication. I like that. I like the idea of not having to spray everything with WD-40 just to wipe it off so that I can weld on it. Also, I'm not sponsored by Rogue Fab. I didn't get this for free. I paid for this myself. I have never talked to anybody at Rogue Fabrication. I wish I was sponsored by Rogue Fabrication, but like I said, after doing my research, I really do feel like they're the best option, and that's what I put my money on. Okay, we're getting somewhere now. I got the whole base all tacked together, ready to be fully welded. All of these pins slide in and out like they should, freely. Everything's still square. So it's over 100 degrees in the shop right now, so I'm gonna go get some water and then I'll come back to this. Alright, time to fully weld this thing. I'm gonna take my sweet time on this though. I don't want to warp anything. So it turns out my kit didn't come with the HD kit, so the little part that bolts to the top of the ram and the spring for the main pin, it wasn't in my boxes. So the 605 is supposed to come with those. I emailed Rogue Fab and they're just going to send me one, and they're going to send me a new sticker sheet. So that's really cool. No big deal. I'm going to go ahead and put my little release knob on the ram, and I'm going to bleed it a few times just to make sure there's no air in it. Okay, I'm going to install my spacers on my die, and I'm pretty sure these screws are JIS because they have the little dot, and I have a JIS screwdriver. I think that's right. Let's give it a test run here. These bend wheels are actually cut different, it looks like. Maybe it's like an updated profile or whatever, but so it was a little confusing getting them in, but I think they're in the right orientation. Alright, it's definitely working. I had this spring installed on the little W clamp wrong, but I just flipped that around real quick. And the cylinder definitely needs to be bled some more. It's running out of travel way too soon. So, common problem, knew it was going to be a thing, so not a big deal. I'll bleed it some more and add some more hydraulic fluid if I need to. I think I'm going to tear it apart now and paint it. I'm going to wipe everything down with acetone, give it one coat of self-etching primer, and then I think I'm going to do the cart the base and the frame black, and then the bend wheels red. I think that'll look good with the red rim and the red wheels and the red pins. Alright, it's all painted. I got the base or the frame on the cart. I'm going to put the shelf on the bottom. The black turned out pretty good. I'm not that happy with the way the bend wheels turned out. The red didn't really spray that well. And it was kind of windy when I was spraying, so there's some dust and grit in the paint. But whatever, I'm sure those bend wheels will get scratched up anyway just from use of the machine. But so I'm not too worried about it. Okay, I know it's kind of silly, but I bought this sticker a long time ago, knowing I was going to get a tubing bender one day. And I am incredibly excited to put this on. That makes me so happy. So, got to give a shout out to Brandon at Rogue Fab. I emailed them and explained what had happened to my stickers, the one that came in my original box. And it turned out I couldn't even use a couple of them because they were actually cut all the way through. And I asked him, could I get another sticker pack? And I ended up asking him, or telling him that I never got my HD kit, to make it a 605. And no argument or anything. I think I had a reply. I emailed at 6 p.m. on Sunday, and I had a reply at 6 a.m. on Monday. And there was no back and forth or anything. He just said, shipping out today. So, that's awesome. And here's the HD kit. Alright, I'm all done. I plan on getting another die, either like a 1 inch or a 1 1/4. And before I build my cage for my Jeep, I want to practice and build something else. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to build yet. I got a few ideas. But here's a hint right here, kind of what I'm thinking about. So in the meantime, I'm going to keep my chop saw, and I already have the Notch Master from JD Squared. So I'm going to keep that on the bottom shelf. But when I get the extra die, I'm going to get one of those hangers that Rogue Fab sells that hangs right here, and the extra die will be right here. And I think I need to add some more hydraulic oil. I can only get about 83 degrees out of one stroke of the ram, and I should be able to get a little over 90 on one stroke, so I'll mess with that. Otherwise, this thing's ready to go. So I'm super happy. I'm finally getting some of the shop equipment that I've wanted and sort of have space for now. I'll have a much bigger shop one of these days, but for now, I'm going to stick with the 2-car garage. One thing I wanted to know before I bought this that I couldn't really find an answer on, how tall is this thing? Okay, so it's just under 68 inches tall, and about 45, 46 inches long from the back of the ram base to the tip of the bend wheels. So that's pretty tall. I have a section, or I have an area over there that it'll fit in, and it's not that wide, so it'll lay up against the wall pretty good. It's just going to take up a lot of wall space. I got the handle for the jack right here as well, in case I need to manually pump the jack, or if I don't have access to air or whatever, you know, I can still use the bender. And I'm definitely going to get I think it's a 9/16 wrench to hang right here. That'll be dedicated for the clamp blocks. Alright, there we go. I can't test it out. I haven't bought any tube, but that'll be coming up sometime soon.